What's up guys, my name is Adapt, welcome back to another formation review on the channel. So guys, we have the first free back formation on the channel. You guys wanted it. It's a definitely more attacking formation, and I should have more free back formations on the channel. So I'm going to start with the types of players you want in each positions. So your goalkeeper, there's no point for me to even talk about that. Now your defensive players, now what you want is pace. You've only got 3 at the back, therefore every defender has to be quick. You know, if you have someone with quick attackers and stuff like that, you're already at a disadvantage, so you need quick defenders to make up the ground and make sure you aren't too exposed at the back. That's why we have Kyle Walker here. An example, I'm playing him at right back because I've got him in my first team. And he's also a good BPL player and gets the BPL link. But other defenders in the Premier League I'd use. You know, you could get away with someone like Koscielny. You know what, his footmus card has 77 pace. That's good enough. If you want another example in the Bundesliga, definitely you could go for someone like Boateng, you know. He's big and he's quick as well. He just fits the meta of this game so well, and he isn't too expensive. In the middle, you want your more defensive guy. Now on the right and the left sides of your defense, you want pace, but in the center you also want pace, but you can get away with a little less pace. You know, you're looking mainly at the defensive stat in the middle center back player you want. But pace also comes into it, and also your left centre back, you also want pace here. I managed to get away with Matip here. He played reasonably well, but when you come up against harder opponents, you're gonna see a change, and you're gonna see a difference in the way your players are actually defending. Now for your DMs, I went with Fernandinho and Bakayoko, which fitted quite well in this formation. I'd use quick DMs in this formation because they're going to be putting a lot of pressure and pressing, but with the centre backs more in an advanced position on the pitch, they're pushed more up on the pitch. Therefore, you know, they're the ones who could be making the big tackles. You might not need someone like Arturo Vidal as much in this formation like you would need in the usual fullback formations, because your defenders and your DMs are so close together, and your players cover each other reasonably well. You can go with someone like Kante in this formation. I wouldn't shy away from using someone like him. Also, if we take a look at the Premier League here, at DMs, you could use a DM comes to my mind of Fabinho. You know, he's got decent physical and he's got decent pace, and he is quite big as well. But, you know, players like Kante, players of that style, even Matuidi, I can think of. You know what? He isn't the tallest, he isn't the biggest player, but he's good enough to play the role I need my DMs to play in this formation. Now, your right mid, I use David Silva here because he is an untradeable red card, but he managed to do... You know, he's got good, decent agility. His dribbling and his passing is great. And he just dribbles his way past players, his precision dribbling. And if you're a really good attacker, you can get away with that. But for you guys who are less attacking players and things like that, you're gonna want a slightly quicker right mid. So if I was going for the Premier League here, you know, you could consider looking at someone like Mahrez. Right mids here, definitely Walcott. Walcott's got 90 plus pace, I believe. So my preference would be a slightly quicker player, but David Silva, he did do a job in the right mid, although he isn't the quickest player. Now the left mid, you also want someone who's quick as well. You want 2 physical, quick wingers preferably, and Martial plays the role of that big guy on the wings. So that's why I've got him in there as well. Your cam, you just want a playmaker like every other formation, you know. He isn't going to be running around the pitch too much. There is a bit of space between the wingers and the cam, which he can run into and run into pockets of space and stuff like that. But you know what, you just want a playmaker in here, like a maestro. You don't want someone who's huge and stuff like that. Obviously that always helps, but isn't a necessity in this formation. And for your attackers, you could go for one tall player and one short player depending on your playstyle. But for me, I use kind of two more quicker meta, just short players. Quick, got good agility, and are just slimy on the ball. That's what Gabriel Jesus and Mahrez give me in this formation. Now the player instructions I use for this formation is stay back while attacking. You always want that on your centre backs. Definitely in a formation like this, you've already got a lack of defenders and your team already high up the pitch. So if they're pushing even more further up, you're not going to have a defence, and people can literally run through you. So it's paramount that you have all of your centre backs on stay back while attacking. Your DM, I have my DMs on man mark and stay back while attacking, which works for me. Pretty much they're gonna choose a player and just stick with him. They're not gonna run around the pitch like lunatics. They're gonna keep their surroundings. They're gonna take that into consideration, their surroundings, and they'll act appropriately to the situation they are in. That's why I've them on man mark and stay back while attacking. It does work for me. And right mid, I haven't done anything with them, my wingers. They're just playing a role. I don't want to push him too far up, but I don't want to push him too far back, because you want that good mediation in this formation. You want them to play two roles, because they are in a way playing the role of a fullback as well as a winger. So if you find them pushing up too far up any side, then that's going to hinder your attack or your defense play in a way. Your cam, you want him to stay forward. He doesn't need to get back. You've got your DMs doing the job and they're doing their defensive duties. You just want your attacking line to focus on attacking. And your two attackers, I put them on getting behind, because they fit the way I play, definitely in this formation. I don't like to cross it in and stuff like that. So this works extremely well for me, guys. So now I'm going to show you my custom tactics. Actually, my play instructions, you could put them on press back line if you want to, but basic defense support, that's not too bad as well. Now the custom tactics I use, 75 speed. Obviously if you're an attacking player in this game, usually attacks and the way to be most effective in your attack is by playing quick FIFA. Everybody knows that. You play slow build up, definitely in foot champs, you're just going to get found out and you're not going to be as good. You're going to find you're scoring way less goals, and when your opponents do take the ball from you, you know, they're going to be scoring goals because they're playing a certain way. Passing on 57, you don't want it too high. You don't want your players like just running out of positions, just looking for making an option and stuff like that, and relieving themselves of their duties. So 57 passing was reasonably okay for me. Positioning on organised and passing on chance creation, I put that to 65. Obviously with my cams and my strikers and stuff like that, I do want them making runs. I do want them showing for the ball, because otherwise I'd lose the ball, and you don't want to do that, otherwise you're going to lose games. Crossing I have on 50. Obviously you could turn it up if you're someone who likes to cross the ball in a lot, scores a lot of headers, scores a lot of volleys, but that's not the type of player I am. Shooting on 57, I do tend to play a lot more down the middle and stuff like that. I prefer to take a shot than rather to cross the ball in, but it depends on you guys, but this is what works for me. 57 shooting, my players are going to get themselves in positions where they have shooting opportunities more often than not. Now for my defense, pressure on 65. I want my DMs to cause like a lot of aggravate my opposition a lot. So that's why I have pressure on 65. Aggression I put on 60 because when they go for the ball, I want to make sure, you know, they get the ball. Otherwise, if I don't and my players are just dragged out of position, definitely in this 3-back formation, I'm going to have a huge problem here. And team width, I have that on 50. I don't want them too close together, but I don't want them too far apart because that will cause problems both ways. And your defender line, you always want that on cover. You know, your if your midfielders come back, then they can cover for a defender which has come out of position. Just, you want that. You don't want offside trap. Otherwise, in any formation, that can be bad for you guys. So this is the custom tactics and the player instructions I used in this formation. So I'll show you guys the gameplay. So let's get right into it. So this formation was a lot of fun to use. The first pro which came to me when using this formation was, it's just very easy to dominate. If you dominate in other formations and you keep onto the ball, your opponent can't touch you. He can't do anything to you. You're just outplaying him. This formation will exploit that even more and give your opponent an even more difficult time. You can play any way, guys. And you've got so many options. You can go down the wings and you can also play down the middle. So if you want to go all out, you know you're so confident in your attacking play. And you know that every attack you create, every time you're on the ball in the midfield, you're going to form a really good chance which you're possibly going to score from. This formation is for you. Also, if you want to play quick FIFA, you like your 1-2 passing and you're dominant in the midfield, this formation will suit you as well. Even if your opponent gets a foot in, you've got them DMs to just take the ball back. Like, that's what they can do. Also in this formation is that it feels like you've got 12, 13, maybe even 14 players on the pitch in the midfield. Because everyone is pushed so high up the pitch. You lose the ball, you'll see Martial come in this formation. You'll see David Silva come in. And your opponent just panics. And when he panics, he makes a bad pass. He gives the ball back to you, or he kicks the ball out of play. And this formation, it encourages a lot of mistakes being made by your opponent. Also in this formation, I would suggest you guys invest in a lot into your cam, you know. A cam's extremely important and it's the heartbeat of the attack in this formation. If you want to play the ball out wide from the middle, your cam is going to be the one making them long passes. And if you want to set up your attackers and things like that, you know, that's the player that you're looking to do that. Also with this formation, if the right mid and the left mid don't have the right attributes needed and the right work rates needed, they haven't got medium defensive work rates, you're gonna be exposed, guys, because they're gonna be pushing up. Even sometimes they stay back while attacking. Their normal tendencies seem to catch up with them, and you're gonna find yourself in a massive problem. If they have quick wingers, you're not gonna stand a chance. So work rates are extremely important, especially when you're playing people who are in-foot champs, people who are better at this game. If your midfielders can't cover enough ground, they're not in the right position at all times. You know, one of these simple mistakes can cost you a goal. And they can, because your wingers, they do act as fullbacks sometimes as well. And if you're playing against someone with extremely quick wingers, you're going to also have a problem as well. With the quick wingers, they're just going to be able to run through. And because you haven't got any fullbacks, and sometimes your defenders can't come out to meet their players, you're going to find that your opposition are going to be getting through on goal. This formation, if you want to counter it, I'd suggest you just play your way, but play more attacking. This formation, it can be quite defensive at times with the DMs and stuff like that. So if you put more pressure, then you can exploit your opponents in some ways. The formations to counter this formation are the 4-3-1-2, the 4-3-3-4, the 4-3-2-1, and also the 4-4-2. Because you don't outnumber your opposition in the midfield, but if you play a patient game and you wait for your wingers to make runs into the spaces left by this formation at times, you could get punished for that. However, the 3-5-2 at times, it could help you hold off a lead. However, it could work different ways in different situations. So for this formation, I would rate it a 7 out of 10. Tell me what you guys thought of this formation if you did use it, and if this video helps you out.